Hey, welcome to the Explainer. So today we're looking at something pretty cool, an AI that's not stuck in a browser tab. No, this one lives right inside your command line. We're talking about a tool that can read your local files, run commands for you, and get this, it can even fix your code on the spot. All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll break down what the Gemini CLI actually is. Then we'll get you up and running with a super quick installation. After that, we'll get into the really good stuff, what makes this thing so powerful. We'll look at the key commands you need to know, and then, my favorite part, we're going to put it to the test and watch it solve a real bug. Okay, so first things first, let's set one thing straight. This is not just another chatbot. You really have to think of it more like an active partner in your coding process. It's built from the ground up to actually understand and work with your files right there on your machine. And that brings us to this really important word, agentic. You're going to hear this a lot. This is the magic ingredient that makes it so different from a regular Q&A tool. See, an agent doesn't just talk about solutions, it actually acts on them. It's all about performing tasks on your behalf right where you do your work, in the terminal. All right, let's get our hands dirty and actually install this thing. And you'll see it's ridiculously easy to get up and running. As long as you've got Node.js installed, you'll need version 18 or higher. You're literally just 2 commands away from having this AI copilot in your terminal. And I'm not kidding, that's it, just 2 little commands. The first one is a simple npm install to get the tool on your machine globally. Then you just type Gemini. That's it. That second command kicks things off. It'll open up a browser for you to log in with your Google account and bam, you're good to go. Okay, so now that we have it installed, let's really dig into what gives this thing its agentic superpower. This is where it gets really exciting because we're moving way past just generating text. We're talking about real, actual automated help. And man, this is where the magic happens. We're talking about the ability to manipulate your files directly. Like, you can ask it to refactor a messy function, and it will just do it, write the changes right to the file. It can also run shell commands for you. Imagine just telling it, hey, run the tests, or commit my changes. It can even go out and browse the web to find documentation if you're stuck on a weird error. It's pretty wild. Now, this next feature is seriously smart. You can create a file called gemini.md right in the root of your project. Think of this file as like a permanent set of instructions for the AI for this specific project. You can tell it about your team's coding style, the structure of your database, maybe which folders it should never touch. It's kind of like onboarding a new developer, except this one has a perfect memory and never forgets the rules. So you might be thinking, an AI that can run commands on my machine, is that safe? And that's a fair question, but don't worry, you are always in the driver's seat. The CLI comes with a bunch of simple / commands that let you manage everything and set clear boundaries for what the AI is allowed to do. And here are some of the most useful ones. You've got /help, which is pretty self-explanatory. /stats is great for keeping an eye on your token usage. /tools will show you exactly what capabilities the agent has, like reading files or running commands. But check out that last one, /YOLO. It's experimental, for sure, but it basically lets the AI run commands without asking you for permission every single time. It's a little peek into a future where you might fully trust your AI assistant to just get things done. Okay, enough theory. All of this sounds great, but let's see how it actually works in a real-world situation. I'm talking about something every single one of us has to deal with, hunting down and fixing a nasty bug in our code. So picture this. You're in your project folder. You just type Gemini to start it up, and then you talk to it in plain English. You'd say something just like this. Notice you're not pasting in code or error messages. You're just explaining the problem and pointing it in the right direction, exactly like you would if you tapped a senior dev on the shoulder for help. So what happens next? Well, the very first thing the agent does is use its ability to access the file system. It goes and opens up that index.js file to read it. It's not making assumptions or guessing. It's looking directly at your source code to understand what's going on. Then, because you told it to, it's going to use its shell execution tool. It will ask for your permission first, of course, and then it'll run a command, maybe something like grep, to search through your local log files, hunting for that specific error message you're trying to track down. And finally, after it's looked at your code and your logs, it puts the pieces together. It'll come back with a solution. It might tell you something like, hey, it looks like you're missing an environment variable. And the best part? You can just say, okay, go ahead and apply that fix. And it will literally edit the file and fix the code for you. No copy pasting required. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this huge shift in how we interact with these tools. We're moving from a passive chatbot where you're constantly copying and pasting stuff back and forth to an active partner, one that works right alongside you in your own terminal, using your own tools. It's just a way more natural and, honestly, a much faster way to work. And that really leaves us with a pretty wild thought, doesn't it? As these agentic AIs get smarter and more integrated into our workflows, are we looking at the beginning of the ultimate pair programmer? Think about it. A partner that never needs a coffee break, knows pretty much every framework ever made, and can get things down in the blink of an eye. One thing's for sure, this is definitely going to change the way we write software.